Wednesday, November 27, 2024. You are listening to the Daly Dose Sports Podcast, and I am your host, Clint Daly, coming to you from the Mile High City here in Denver, Colorado, and we are back for another week of talking sports with a dose of common sense. Hey, happy Wednesday to you. Hope you're having a good week. I hope you, your family, your friends are all staying strong and you're all staying healthy right now. And yes, kids, it is Thanksgiving week. Yes, tomorrow we will hopefully get together with friends or family or whatever and celebrate all that we have to be thankful for in this world. Well, do you ever look through those like crazy, gossip magazines where they have that section that says stars, they're just like us, and then it shows a picture of, Emma Stone crushing a Taco Bell burrito supreme or something. Or maybe it shows a picture of like Caitlyn Jenner plowing through a senior citizen in their car, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Well, tomorrow, on the big day of Thanksgiving, some of our families or friends are going to break out that old tradition that everyone hates. Hey guys, let's go around the table and say what we're each thankful for, which is brutal because you're torn between getting like sentimental or trying to be funny. Either way, it's a no-win situation. Well, today on The Dose, we're going to do something a little bit different. Today, we are going to be sitting at the Thanksgiving table with the 32 NFL franchises. And we're going to be going around the table and naming what each of them has to be thankful for. Hey, we've got a lot to cover today. In fact, let's just go ahead and jump in right now. And let's start with the Arizona Cardinals, a team that has been one of the bigger surprises so far this season. After winning just 4 games in each of the past 2 seasons, the Cardinals are actually looking much improved this year. They are in the hunt for the NFC West title and a playoff berth. And I think we all know what the Cardinals have to be thankful for, right? It is a healthy Kyler Murray. Yes, I know he's like 5'1", and he runs around like a toddler that just grabbed your cell phone and you're chasing him around the house. But that little dude is dangerous. And now they've helped him out with some other weapons. They give him running back James Conner. They give him tight end Chase McBride. They give him wide receiver Marvin Harrison Jr. The Cardinals have a lot to be thankful for this season. And they have not said that very many seasons in their history. The Atlanta Falcons are a really tough team to figure out this season. Yes, they beat the Philadelphia Eagles. And then they turn around and lose to the New Orleans Saints. It makes no sense. But what else do you expect when your quarterback is named Kirk Cousins? He's a tough guy to figure. And that Atlanta defense is not great. I still think they have a chance this year to win a playoff berth, but why is that? It's the reason they're thankful this year. The Atlanta Falcons have to be thankful that they play in the NFC South. The division is terrible, and the Falcons are trying to take full advantage of that bad division. Next up, the Baltimore Ravens are a Super Bowl contender. Now that they have added running back Derrick Henry, that offense is really, really potent. And yet, Baltimore does have weeks where they look absolutely terrible. Yes, they blow out the Buffalo Bills. They blow out the Denver Broncos. Then they lose to the Las Vegas Raiders. Well, I would say that the Ravens should be thankful that they are losing games now. Because in their losses, they have given the ball to Derrick Henry just under 14 carries per game in the losses. So, hey, lose now. And hopefully you figure out that if you pull that crap in the playoffs, you're going home early again. The Ravens better be thankful this isn't the playoffs yet. The Buffalo Bills have proven they can hang with anyone, and they can also be tripped up too. But the Bills have to be thankful for the improvements that we have seen from quarterback Josh Allen this season. He just isn't forcing the ball. He's not making those bonehead plays so far this year, and that could mean big things for Bills Mafia this season. Also, Bills fans are thankful for collapsible folding tables, IROC Camaros, big gold medallions, and aqua velvet aftershave. The Carolina Panthers have at times looked like the worst team in the league this season, and at other times they've battled and at least played tough. My concern for the Panthers is that their owner, David Tepper, is a meddling idiot that thinks he knows football, and that usually means you're destined for season after season after season of sadness. So what are the Carolina Panthers thankful for this season? Honestly, I would say the season's only 17 weeks long. Things could be worse. The Chicago Bears had such high hopes going into this season. They drafted USC quarterback Caleb Williams with the number 1 overall pick, and they grabbed one of the top receivers in the draft in Rome Odunze as well. They also got wide receiver DJ Moore. They got running back DeAndre Swift, and their defense is at least solid. Hey, the Bears just might be a playoff team. Well, the Chicago Bears should be thankful this season for head coach Matt Eberflus, because he gives them a scapegoat to blame for what has been such a disappointing mess. They're going to fire him soon, and that'll fix everything, right? Yeah, sure it will. The Cincinnati Bengals are another team that has really been disappointing this season. Last year, they lost quarterback Joe Burrow to that wrist injury, and then they went just 9-8. But hey, Joe's back this year. Yeah, and it hasn't mattered one bit. Burrow has thrown in games for 428 yards, 392 yards, 356 yards, 324 yards, and all those games ended in a loss. The Bengals had better be thankful for Joe Burrow. It could be way, way worse. Imagine if he wasn't playing that well. They're just getting blown out every single game. Yeah, the Bengals have some things to be thankful for. They just might not like him. The Cleveland Browns actually made the playoffs last season. Granted, they did it with Deshaun Watson pretending to be injured and old man Joe Flacco stepping in for him. But this year, Deshaun was back. And the Browns are back to being horrible. So what do the Browns even have to be thankful for this season? Oh, there's no doubt. It's quarterback Jameis Winston. And it isn't even close. Did you see him this past Thursday in the snow? Jameis is the gift that keeps on giving. I love him so much. Well, as long as he isn't playing for my team.
One thing my trainer, he told me, he said, what did he say? He just told us to be prepared.
The Dallas Cowboys have been one of the biggest disappointments of the NFL season. We knew they would probably slide a little after making the postseason last year. But they're paying way too much money to Dak Prescott, way too much money to CeeDee Lamb. They have no running game. Their offensive line is below average. Their defense is a sieve. And their entire coaching staff is on expiring contracts. Oh, and by the way, linebacker Micah Parsons, he's going to want to get paid, and he's going to want to get paid big. I'll be honest. I'm kind of struggling with what the Cowboys even have to be thankful for this year. I guess that owner Jerry Jones is getting old? I don't know. Take from that what you will. The Denver Broncos have been a pleasant surprise this year. The defense has been tough, and rookie quarterback Bo Nix has been making strides in recent weeks. The Broncos have a chance to be a playoff team, although it won't be easy because that schedule is about to get way tougher. But the Broncos have got to be thankful for head coach Sean Payton. Hey, he had his work cut out for him when he came here, and he heard a lot of criticism last year with Russell Wilson. But Sean Payton is proving he's a really good coach. I don't know that this is a playoff team personnel-wise. I don't know talent-wise if they really are a playoff team. Hey, he's got them at least contending for a playoff spot. That has been pretty impressive. Speaking of a good coach, the Detroit Lions are actually Super Bowl contenders, and for that, they have got to be thankful for their head coach, Dan Campbell. I'm not sure there is a coach in the NFL that personifies his team more than Campbell. The Lions are tough. They're gritty. They won't give up. And sometimes they will do dumb meathead things. But hey, the Lions are for real. No doubt about that. The Green Bay Packers are having an interesting season. No, they're probably not as good as they were hoping they'd be this year. But they are still in a race for a playoff berth. And if you can get there, hey, anything can happen. Quarterback Jordan Love has been a little erratic this year. He hasn't looked as strong as I think Packer fans were hoping. He's throwing way too many interceptions. He just looks a little off. But I think we can all agree that the Green Bay Packers have something to be thankful for. And that is Aaron Rodgers. Because, hey, things could be way, way worse, right? The Houston Texans are in a similar situation to the Packers. Yes, they are in a playoff chase. No, they haven't looked great. But the Texans have to be thankful for their head coach, DeMeco Ryans. He took a doormat and made them a playoff team last year. Now things are tougher, though. Now you have expectations, but I think DeMeco Ryans is the guy for the job. I think he'll be okay. And if not, I mean, it's Houston. Do they really have any real expectations anyways? The Indianapolis Colts are still in a playoff race this year, but it has not been pretty. Starting quarterback Anthony Richardson was benched a few weeks ago, and the Colts put Joe Flacco in. Well, Flacco looked mostly awful, and then the Colts remembered that he is, in fact, Joe Flacco. So what did you expect? But I would say the Colts have to be thankful for Anthony Richardson's potential. Sure, he can't hit a 3-yard screen pass. And yes, he might get winded after scrambling a couple yards. He needs a little break. But at times, he will make that huge play that will stun everyone in the building. So, I mean, I guess be thankful for the potential he has. Maybe it develops. Oh, and also, I know Colts owner Jim Irsay. He also said he was thankful for wild turkey and methamphetamines. The Jacksonville Jaguars are looking very bitter at the Thanksgiving table this year. Not only are they underachieving, but hopeful franchise quarterback Trevor Lawrence hasn't really gotten any better. And the team around him is really, really bad. But you still have some things to be thankful for, Jaguars, because soon you're going to have a new head coach, and you're going to start rebuilding again, and you're going to be drafting a brand new quarterback, and you're going to be ruining him too. Chin up, Jags. The Kansas City Chiefs are the defending back-to-back Super Bowl champions, and they have a ton to be thankful for. Quarterback Patrick Mahomes is proving to be a generational talent. Head coach Andy Reid, he's seen it all. He always seems to make the right moves. Tight end Travis Kelce is open on every single third down. And if all else fails, the NFL officials will bail them out with some unprecedented weird call. But more than anyone, the Kansas City Chiefs should be thankful to the devil himself, to whom you have sold your soul, for all this success, and prepare to spend eternity with the Prince of Darkness as you burn forever. The Las Vegas Raiders have had a rough season just a year after giving Raider fans at least a little hope last year. But the Raiders forgot one key component to a successful season. They drafted a tight end when they didn't have a quarterback that could throw a tight end the ball.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for them.
So I guess the Raiders can be thankful for tight end Brock Bowers. He's been very good. And even for pass rusher Max Crosby. Because that's all they have. And I bet those two guys wish they could get out of there. The Los Angeles Chargers have a snake-bitten history of always looking like they're on the verge of something special and then charging their way to another defeat. But hey, the Chargers have got to be thankful for new head coach Jim Harbaugh. He got rid of those overpriced wide receivers that never won anything anyways, and he is set out to rebuild this team tougher and less stupid. And it's working. The Chargers are dangerous. They've got some things to be thankful for this year. The Los Angeles Rams are just 3 years removed from that magical Super Bowl run where they traded Jared Goff and a bunch of draft picks. They got Matt Stafford, and it paid off in a big way. They won a championship. Well, I mean, the Rams are always scrappy now, but they do seem to get hit hard by the injury bug every year. And because of that lack of depth, because they haven't had any draft picks, that becomes a problem. But the Rams can be thankful for this. They can be thankful for that Super Bowl run they had because it was really fun. And it might be a while before they get back to that level. The Miami Dolphins were expected to be a playoff contender this season, but then quarterback Tua Tagovailoa suffered, like his 37th concussion, and their season went off the rails. I know they're kind of rallying now, but that did kind of take the wind out of their sails. So I would say that the Dolphins are thankful for those new Guardian helmet caps, but Tua doesn't even wear one. So honestly, I guess the Dolphins are just thankful for the grace of God because they aren't helping themselves. I don't know why he doesn't wear that. Here's a guy with head injuries. He doesn't wear any extra protection. I don't know. I don't get it. But at least the Dolphins can be thankful to the Miami-Dade Police Department for keeping their city safe. The Minnesota Vikings are another pleasant surprise this season. You know, when rookie quarterback J.J. McCarthy went down with that knee injury and Sam Darnold stepped in, we all figured they would be rebuilding this year. They would be getting a nice draft pick. But Darnold has been very good. And the Vikings are contending for a postseason playoff berth. Well, hey, they have got to be thankful to the San Francisco 49ers coaching staff because we all remember how Darnold used to look, right? And somehow Kyle Shanahan and company kind of fixed him a little bit. Credit to them for that. The New England Patriots are having a rough season, and while they may have found their quarterback in rookie Drake May, we'll see. The Patriots are still going to be hard-pressed to even win 5 games this year. But the Patriots can be thankful for all those memories they had over that amazing run with Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. Because they've still got a lot of holes to fill on this roster. And that coaching staff does not always look like they know what they're doing. But hey, Patriots, think of those memories and be thankful for them. The New Orleans Saints are having a rough season. Quarterback Derek Carr went down with an injury. We saw their defense is not very good. And then the Saints got Carr back, but they're still terrible. And then they fired head coach Dennis Allen. I mean, honestly, the Saints don't have a lot to be thankful for. But remember this. Mardi Gras is coming. So you can be thankful for Fat Tuesday at least, right? The New York Giants are an absolute mess this season. They let their best player go to a division rival in the offseason. They cut their starting quarterback last week. They replaced him with the third stringer because they're obviously trying to lose. But hey, the Giants can be thankful for one thing this year. At least you're not the Jets, right? Speaking of those New York Jets, after hoping to be a playoff contender, the Jets started the season terrible, so they fired their head coach Robert Saleh. Then they were still terrible. Then they traded for wide receiver Devontae Adams. Then they were also still terrible. But the Jets do have something to be thankful for this season. Hey, at least you're not the Giants. Am I right? The Philadelphia Eagles just might end up being a Super Bowl team. You know, with the addition of running back Saquon Barkley and that defense, this team just might be kind of sneaking under everyone's radar, but they are physical and they are very good. Well, the Eagles had better be thankful for their front office because I don't know if anyone is crushing the draft and crushing free agency like Philly is. And I'm not even sure if head coach Nick Sirianni is a good coach. I'm pretty sure he's that dumb kid from the movie Elf.
Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color?
But the front office has done such an amazing job of assembling talent, it doesn't even matter. Hey, fly Eagles fly, right? Pittsburgh Steelers are another pleasant surprise this year. They are in prime position for a playoff spot. And they have made quarterback Russell Wilson at least serviceable again. The Steelers should be thankful for head coach Mike Tomlin, who just finds ways to win games. They should be thankful for TJ Watt and that defense. And they should also be thankful for that soft schedule that ranks 23rd right now. Hey, it's about to ramp up. We'll see how thankful they are after the season. The San Francisco 49ers have had a tough year. And I know we just assume they're going to be good every single year. But hey, sometimes the breaks just don't go your way. Sometimes the injuries mount and you just can't get healthy and it just doesn't break your way. Hey, the Niners have gone to the NFC Championship or the Super Bowl in 4 of the last 5 seasons. Sure, they haven't won a title since Bill Clinton was smoking cigars in the White House or whatever he was doing with them.
You're disgusting.
But be thankful, Niner gang. At least you got there, right? The Seattle Seahawks are in a little bit of a transition after longtime head coach Pete Carroll took his gum chewing to the retirement home and new head coach Mike McDaniel took over. Well, it's been a very mixed bag for the Seahawks this season. They beat the Niners. They lose to the Giants. But the Seahawks can be thankful for quarterback Geno Smith. Hey, do you realize he is right now 4th in the league in passing yardage? And while he's turning the ball over way too much, doesn't Geno Smith kind of capture what the Seahawks are about right now? Some good and some not so good. Yeah, that kind of seems like what the Seahawks are. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are a below 500 football team, and they still have a chance to win a playoff berth. The Buccaneers, they better be thankful that they play in the NFC South because that division is so terrible. They could find a way to host a playoff game with a below 500 record. Granted, they'll probably get blown out in it, but who cares? They might make it. The Tennessee Titans are not very good. Hey, when Will Levis is your quarterback, it's not going to be easy to win games ever. If things go wrong, He will literally just chuck the ball straight up in the air. It's bizarre. But the Titans had better be thankful for their defense. Because despite that awful offense, putting them in terrible situations all season, do you realize the Titans defense only allows 278 total yards per game? That's second in the league. Sure, after a while they wear down, they end up quitting, but they do battle, and the Titans should be thankful for that. We finish our what should we be thankful for this year with the Washington Commanders, who, like most of us, actually have way too much to be thankful for this season to even list it all. Hey, be thankful Daniel Snyder is gone. Be thankful Dan Quinn is instilling some really good stuff in that young team. Be thankful you got Jaden Daniels, who looks like he might be the best quarterback in the draft. And finally, be thankful that half of your games are on the road and you get to leave that dump of a city where you reside. You have a ton to be thankful for. Washington Seawards. Hey, wherever you are today, I hope that you too find all of the things that you have to be thankful for in life. I know we say it every week here at The Dose, but I am absolutely thankful for every listener, for everyone that shares our podcasts, our videos, our articles, which you can, by the way, find at DailyDoseSports.com. Thank you to everyone who goes over and buys our Daily Dose gear. You know, we've got t-shirts, we've got hoodies, we've got sweatshirts. You can find them over at DailyDoseSports.com. Thank you to everyone who emails the show at DailyDoseSports@gmail.com. We are thankful to each and every one of you. Hey, I have to say thank you to JSP, who I am very thankful for. I couldn't do any of this without you. I will see you all next Wednesday. Have a very safe and a very happy Thanksgiving.
You know, one thing my trainer, he told me, he said, what did he say? He just told us to be prepared.